Calaroga Shark Media.
Congratulations to Ebenezer Place, recognized by the Guinness Book of Records as the world's shortest street. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Ebenezer Place is just 6 feet 7 inches. That's shorter than the world's tallest person. The street was legally registered as a street in 1887 when the owner of the building was instructed to display a name on the shortest side of the property. Its only door, 1 Ebenezer Place, is now home to the #1 bistro. The bistro owner says every few minutes we see people standing in there, taking a photo all day into the night. The name Ebenezer is not after Ebenezer Scrooge. The street was named by Alexander Sinclair, a religious man. Ebenezer is a biblical name with Hebrew origins meaning stone of the help. I feel like going there and asking for directions. In Florida, they're trying a speed dating service to save endangered mollusk-matching queen conchs with caring mates. Warming seas off the Florida Keys have made the conchs lethargic and survival-focused, impeding their reproductive activities. Marine biologists hope that in cooler, deeper waters, they'll pair up and mate without issue. Gabriel is a research scientist and says it's because we're dealing with very shallow water. It's too cold in the winter, it's okay in the spring, and in the summer it gets too hot. The animals shut down. Instead of going into reproduction, they shunt their energy into basically survival and never really developed their reproductive organs very well. So they've used community volunteers to gather up conchs and move them to an offshore aggregation. A recent checkup showed the love shells still mingling in the reintroduction zone. All right, let's hope they all hook up. A mushroom drove a robot across the ground. Yes, this is a real thing. A mushroom's fungal filaments, known as mycelia, are known to carry electrical impulses in a way not too dissimilar from how human neurons control muscle tissues. Scientists at Cornell wanted to see if they could map that onto a circuit board and drive a robotic starfish. Turns out, mushrooms are like, no problem. The authors of the study said the mycelia sense their environment and issue control signals to the motors and valves of the robots that we designed and built. We use these signals to control a walking soft robot as well as a wheeled hard one. This is crazy. We also demonstrated the use of mycelia to respond to environmental cues by using ultraviolet light stimulation to augment the robot's gaits. This is all called biohybrid robotics. What are we going to do with this? Well, the biorobotics could be used in agriculture to gather soil and crop data, or sent into radioactive sites to clean up contamination. Meanwhile, in San Diego at the zoo, vets have performed the first ever cesarean section on a North American porcupine. Maisie suffered complications during labor that necessitated a C-section. Greg is the VP of Wildlife Care at the zoo and says the landmark procedure highlights the critical role that our veterinarian teams play in species conservation, not just in emergencies, but as part of a legacy of leadership in wildlife care. Maisie's okay. Male baby Porcupine has not yet been named, but is being hand-reared by zookeepers to allow Maisie to recover from the C-section. Michelle Goodman, director of animal care with Elmwood Park Zoo, says for the North American porcupine, this procedure represents a significant step forward to improve long-term survival rates and contributes to broader conservation efforts aimed at securing its future in the wild. A man says his dog has picked up sign language ever since he married a deaf woman. The dog now knows when he's signing to his wife about one particular thing. Nothing gets past this dog. You know, dogs do understand language, right? You could say a word like walk or out or something like that. Well, so now the corgi doesn't get excited about the word dinner. He starts barking when the man or his wife does the sign for dinner. In the video, the man says, at first I thought this was going to be amazing, but the problem is this corgi is very, very smart and started to learn the signs for all the fun words she likes. So we need to be careful now if we're going to sign for dinner. In a video, the man made the sign for dinner. The dog looked in the direction of the kitchen with her ears perked up in excitement. He then did the sign for ball. The corgi stood up and started barking. The man says it's really cool, but it's become a problem because we'll be talking. We'll be like, hey, what do you want to do for dinner tonight? And the dog will start barking. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. If you would like this without commercial interruption, there's a link in the show notes that'll tell you how that works. Short version, $4.99 a month. You'll get this and a bunch of other shows on the network, commercial free, including 5 minutes of gratitude and the show I host, Daily Comedy News. Have an awesome day.